genuinely,
Yes, we're genuinely
I'm
live.
basically, I'm taking what you might call, I'm taking a sabbatical or a shabbatical, right?
For what?
Today,
Yeah.
today, in the sense that I haven't done any research on any of the brands on purpose because Usman last week suggested, I said, right, let him do it. Yeah.
All right.
Today my role is to discombobulate, agitate, and frustrate.
Thank God you're back. The fans have missed you. They've told me that. They said, we missed them. And I go, I know. So now they're going to be happy that you're back. So
Having
I'm
said
glad
that,
you're here.
I need material. I I,
Very
I
well.
need I need uh uh bloody hell. I need Usman to generate material for me to come back on. Let's see what
Well,
happens.
we could talk about the world. That's enough material for like a month.
We could talk about the fact that as we're watching, I'm watching Piers Morgan. I was watching Piers Morgan. He's interviewing some what's his name? Graham? Is he Billy Graham's son or brother or
Oh,
something?
Billy, yeah, the other guy who's going to sit in a tower and pray for a week and a half. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Is he Billy Graham's son?
I think so. Yeah.
It looks like him, sounds like him, got the same surname. Anyway, he was talking about how God is on Donald Trump's side.
Mm.
Now, the part I've always found this is something that I took for granted for a while, but in relatively early adult life, I thought, who the fuck is a custodian of what God thinks and what God doesn't think? Yeah,
Right. The Pope.
right. And
Yeah.
and what the mechanism of the world is, you know. When people speak with certainty, I'm suspicious of them straight away.
Right,
It's like,
right.
I know this, I know this, I know this. Basically, the more you know, we had this conversation on
Yeah. Adam on the
on
Eve.
yeah. The more you know, the less you know, or the
That is
less
true.
certain you are, because what you are open to is the fact that knowledge is infinite.
Right.
So how can you know? What the fuck
That's
is
true.
this?
I know, but we're live. So just to let you know, because the more you know, like an
Yeah.
NBC commercial. So today we're going to talk about the Juan Lopez cigar, global chaos from Cuba to China to America to the Middle East. Joining us live on the Habanos Saturday Drink and Cigar Show. Welcome if you're live. And if you're not live and you're listening to the rebroadcast, you can't ask questions. So there you
And
go.
and Juan Lopez, this Cuban brand.
Hmm.
My contribution to this is I call it JLo.
Oh, great. We'll get
That's my
sued by her.
contribution. That's my contribution to this.
Okay.
If any of you are watching are really interested in this history, you're going to have to wait for the esteemed, honorable, multifaceted, well-traveled Usman.
I thought
Again,
we had a surprise. I thought we had a surprise guest.
who in the last 3 minutes, is
Uh-huh.
consistently texting
Hmm.
about not coming on the show.
Well, that's how he is. We'll do the show without him. We'll just make up stuff about Juan Lopez. It's not a big deal. No one cares. And so we'll do our own history. Juan Lopez was started
Okay.
by a singer
It's
from Brooklyn, New
I have
York.
to say, my interest peaks because I haven't really smoked
Wow, look at
many
you
of
learning good
many.
English.
Yeah, that went sideways. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's because I'm surrounded by chimpanzees and monkeys who think they can speak English. And
Ah, I
what
hate when that
happens
happens.
in order to sate them, you kind
Hmm.
of have to find a medium ground between you and them. Um,
Why?
and then, but
You never
I
lower yourself to
mea
anybody
culpa. My
else.
English should not suffer.
Yes, I what you want. I was always told you never lower yourself. So that's why I never date midgets. So there you go. Hey, a friend of mine asked me this question. Maybe you can
You
help
got a
me out.
friend?
Well, I pay them. They get a check every week, kind of like you. So he said to me, he
I
said,
don't get a
how do
check
you know?
from you every week.
Oh, your ex gets it apparently. So
Which one?
I know. Well, I think they divide it up among all
This
of
is
them.
I could keep stalling you forever.
Yeah, I know, I know. So here's the question: how do you know your wife? I'm sorry. How do you know your girlfriend is getting fat?
uh, go on.
She fits into your wife's clothing. But I'm here till Saturday, folks. Tip your wait staff. So there you
That's
have it.
actually a very good one. That's a very
Thank you
good
very
one.
little. Thank you very little. Did I do the one about? Yeah, I did. I did the one about last week about the orphan in the family restaurant. That short took off. People thought that was pretty funny. I figure I'll be the humor. Hey, so is our sommelier joining us? And just so the fans know, he's joining us live from Pakistan in a cigar lounge. which I'm assuming just means an underground bunker where they don't get bombed. But close enough for government work. There you go.
Yeah, he did say something that he's joining from. He
Cigar
said something,
lounge.
didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
On the preamble, just to give
Context.
whoever's watching a little bit of understanding.
No.
There's essentially three of us on the show.
Right.
And what happens is everyone gets nervous a day or two before the show. Stephen especially, is everyone there? Is everyone coming? Is everyone going to be on the show? What are you going to be talking about, etc., etc.?
I have to come up with a description for the fans for the live show, so I need to know stuff.
And apparently it takes a lot of hard work to put this together. I just kind of log in and watch Zoom, right? Yeah, and
Right, as you
I'm
should.
normally, and I'm this is not Zoom, sorry. This is we use
StreamYard.
what do you use?
StreamYard, yeah.
Right. But what I find funny is that we've been doing this for more than a year and a half, and there's still that little panic before a day or two before.
That's good. That's a good nervousness. Good nervousness.
Now,
I like it.
Now, what makes me a little bit calm? Perhaps my delivery has been a little bit different in the last sort of like 2 or 3 months. It's not a character shift. It's basically I put a lot of effort to simplify. Sometimes you have to put an effort in to simplify something, to simplify some of the histories, the brands, because they're quite extensive histories. I mean, you can read books about cigars and cigar brands, and shout out there, we're talking about books. Aaron Sigmund has done a book very recently that's taken off big time everywhere. Go Google it, go find it. There's a recommendation for you.
Why hasn't Aaron come on the show to promote his book? What's the problem here?
That's not a bad idea. This is the book. Now, this is the book that I was talking about 2 weeks ago. I think I referenced it 2 weeks ago. And coincidence or fate, I walked into London and Christian and Tonton presented me with the book. So this is
there you go, the Partagas book.
Did I show it to you last time?
You did.
I still haven't opened it. I'm kind of a little bit treasuring, but this will get opened.
Forbid you would open a book to read it.
This one is particularly fucking hard to find. Okay.
Right. Well, I'm talking to a guy who wrote the
cannot
book.
find it. You cannot find it on Amazon. It's not one of those books that's readily available.
In the US, you can. You can find it on Amazon. I looked for it. They want like $400 for it. Good luck with that. I'd rather buy a box of cigars.
That must be a used copy. That might be a used copy.
And they said the pages were sticking together, and I didn't want to buy it.
Yeah, with molasses.
But sure, let's go with that.
There is a plethora of literature, of good literature.
Wait, man, I mean, I have to interrupt you for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, and if you ask him, he'll tell you how good he is. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The Usman is now joining us.
I know, I am good. I know I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Well, we lost Rizza with that great introduction now, so hopefully he comes back.
Yeah, he just got jealous about it.
So, he'll be back. So hopefully you have earbuds, because I can hear myself, which I like, but not on the show.
You can't hear my voice?
We can hear you.
I'm here.
We can hear you.
I'm here.
He's here. He's back.
Hello, welcome back. How are you?
And can you make your face bigger? I mean, we don't want to stare. Well, there you go. Wow, look
with my face being bigger.
We're very happy.
There was a reason. There was a reason I was keeping the phone like that, because when I give you a small tour, it'll come like that and it'll be a nice shot. So do you want to run? Do you want to run the credits?
Sure.
Yeah, you run the credits first. Yeah, that's fine.
Are you ready? Look at that. What's this? Okay, we're running the credits, kids.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Oh, not this show again.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
Now, before we start the show, my favorite fan is here, the one whose name I massacre, QH, and I am not even going to try until someone says his name first.
Qasim?
Qasim's here. Yeah, Jack is a tough name. Yeah, and here's a friend named Off. But anyway, Qasim's here. Hello, Qasim. Good morning to you. Qasim's excited that I finally got his name right. I think Ali, cigar analyst, just lost the bet. So there you go. So, all right. So tell us where you are in your underground bunker that we make it look like
Right.
you're somewhere else.
Run, run.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna be. Okay, so today I am at my favorite place in this entire country. One of the best lounges, one of the best cigar lounges in the country, or actually the OG cigar lounge, as I would say, by the name of Cigar Lounge 1947. So anyone who knows, Pakistan was formed in 47. So this is the OG group and OG gang
That's really cool.
of the cigar
Yeah.
lounges. So that's where you enter. And when you enter, the first thing you see is paying a
My
homage
God.
to Qaid-e-Azam
Wow.
Muhammad Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, who is or was the OG cigar aficionado.
That's a very nice engraving.
Yeah, and then you walk in. That's how you actually look into. So you have like seating capacity of about 20 people. So that's how
Right.
it is. On this side, of course, how can you miss Castro and well, we have Marvin Shanken here for the American folks. So that's where it is. Again,
So did they close this for you specially just to do the tour, or did you just like nobody shows up?
see,
So
I see the way Raza never claims Tom Tom to be his. I claim this to be mine. So
Yeah,
okay.
baby.
right, there's
Yep.
that's the. So I said I'm coming. The fun part is we have a herf happening in half an hour, so I'm gonna leave early.
Oh,
But
thank
for
God.
that,
Oh no, we're
the,
gonna miss you.
this is the calm before the storm,
Okay. I got you.
right?
Well, that's very nice. Thank you so much for sharing. That's beautiful. Hey,
I
just so
really
you
like that.
know,
I
I
really
do.
like
It's
that.
very that is
That's a nice touch. A very nice
that's a
touch.
very beautiful place. And you
And
should
now
start
I'm
the
gonna
herf
take
later.
you to the founder of the community, one of the founders of the community, and the OG Nadeem Raja, who owns the lounge.
Salute.
How you doing? Nice
That's
to
one
meet
hell
you.
of a lounge, Nadeem.
And
Nadeem,
we
thank you.
have
Thank
our
you for
other
wait,
friend,
Nadeem, thank you for dressing
AK.
up for the show. And his friend. Thank you both for dressing for the show. It really makes us feel good about this. Thanks. You're the best.
See, the best part is you can have the best accessories from Dupont and all the others.
By the way, Mohammed says, just so you're aware, the only problem with that place, it doesn't have a portrait of Usman. No, they
Oh yeah,
do. It's in the men's room over the
It's in the
urinal.
men's room.
So
It's in the men's
yeah,
room.
it's in the men's room. And
It's in
then
the
and
men's
then
room.
just so let you know, our
Stephen, you've
friend
become
who's
me. Stephen,
I
you've
know
become me.
I'm in a mood today, kids. And then
I can see that.
our buddy whose name that I can't pronounce asks, and we're going to answer this
Qasim.
after the tour. Qasim says, "How did the three of you meet?" And we'll talk about the brothel that we all met in. Okay, let's continue. Keep going. So,
Right. So that's the.
and
Humidor.
Ali K
A
wants to
walk-in
see a
humidor.
humidor. Kay says, "Can we see the humidor?" So I guess walk into the humidor and
I
talk
will
some
walk into the.
cigars.
See, the
Yeah.
thing the thing is knowing how the global crisis of Cubans is. These
Mm.
days they are short on Cubans, but they have some really nice brands such as
Davidoff.
Davidoff, Epicayo, Zeno.
Vino's crap.
Yeah, this is Cigar of the Year. They have some Gurkhas as
I
well.
think, Stephen, I disagree with you. Anything made by Davidoff is quite
The,
superior.
I had a Zeno. I've had several, and they're
they
just
have
all crap.
your favorite cigar, Raza.
The Salamones.
Yes,
Hey, there we
sir.
go.
Right. And interestingly, they have the non-Cuban Trinidad too, which is
Wow.
interesting. They also have another favorite of Raza,
Oh, Camacho.
Camacho.
Camacho. Yes, the very hard to find Rubinas
Oh,
for that matter.
Unigos.
Yes, Unicos. The
Those have got my initial on
Lusitanias.
them.
The Lusitanias.
Look at
Lucy's.
that.
Yeah, Ramon
What are the
especially
shit cigars
selected.
next to the Lusitania?
Oh my God.
I agree with you. Okay, and again, one thing which I really like the non-Cuban version, but of a
Andalusian Bull?
Cuban brand, El Rey. No, that's El Rey del Mundo, and this is the non-Cuban version, and this is one only non-Cuban version of a Cuban brand which I really like. They have Licencias, they have Fuentes, they have Evo.
And just so
They
you
have
know,
Snubs.
Ali agrees with me that Zeno is a dreadful cigar because it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It sucks. It's the worst cigar that
I
Davidoff
agree with
makes.
you. I
Yeah.
agree with you on that part. I
I'm
totally agree
sorry.
with you on
I'm
this one.
sorry, Davidoff. I know that you
I'm
sponsor the
actually going
show,
against the
but
grain on this one. I think
really,
Zeno is not bad.
really, I think it's the worst cigar
Yeah, and
ever.
I'm saying that quite seriously.
I
I've
believe
smoked
you.
maybe 6 or 7. I found it to be mildish.
Right. So I think this is enough a tour for all of you. I will sit and behave now.
No, but now you need to because you have to leave in like 30 seconds to go do a herf,
Oh,
and the fans are
no,
gonna die.
I
So
don't have.
without you, you're gonna have to do the history at some point of the
I
J
will
Lo
do the
or
history
the
now.
Juan Lopez cigar.
Of
So,
course, I will do
well,
the
okay,
history.
but before we do the history, because our
Hang on,
friend
that's a
asked us
really
this.
good photo of Usman. He looks very magnificent. I know he's got like a sort of sit back, sit back, sit back
Sit
as you were
back.
before. Usman, sit back.
Just give me 1 second. Oh, see,
Oh, excuse me.
see,
What?
when you say this is my own lounge, let me just show you. I have
Okay.
sat down to have a conversation with you guys, and here something
Hold
was
on.
brought so that I can rest my phone on it.
Wow, look at you. Look at you with the technology. How impressive is this?
Yeah.
So just so we know, our buddy did ask us the question, how anytime you want to join the show, that'd be awesome. He asked us a question, how did the three of us meet? So, I don't know if you
Before
want to tell
that,
him that.
before
Yes.
that, before that,
Yeah.
I have to give you a quick history of the lounge. Right. So this is, as we say, the OG community of Pakistan. Cigar Lounge 947, four friends, some about 10, 12 years ago, like, no, sorry, 14 years ago, met together, decided that we smoke cigars, why not bring the like minded people together? And that's when the virtual Cigar Lounge 1947 was born. And slowly and gradually, all of us started gathering around. So I am also not one of the very first 3, 4 people who joined the community, but kind of given my interest in the hobby and my support and all of that, I was then the latest or the newest inductee to the OGs gang of the whole thing. We have a bigger community on Facebook and on WhatsApp and all that stuff for a closed group people. But then I was the fifth one to join the OGs community, and since then we've been doing a lot of stuff. So a lot of Pakistani branded accessories, a lot of Pakistani branded content that you see has all been thanks to the Cigar Lounge 1947, which was the whole thing. And about a little over a year ago, the friends started talking about it. It's been a while. Why not? We actually built a physical structure out of it. And then is the OG, as I said, Nadeem, who we can see in the background, is the one who actually said, I'll take the lead. Being an extremely successful restaurateur and a businessman, he decided that I would put in the capital as part of this whole thing to build this hobby into a physical place, not a commercial entity, but more of a hobby place. And that's what we've done. So this is our hobby place, and we are now uh, fortunate to have a physical presence of Cigar Lounge 1947 in Karachi.
In Karachi.
Uh, to me, one of the best places to be in a cigar lounge when you come to, in terms of calmness, the decor, the ambience, the
Hookers.
aeration, and all that stuff. Because the most important is how your filters are going to be and how the smoke is going to be taken care of. But
Mm.
unlike any other cigar lounge in the country,
Are
this is
there
the
are there
only.
others? Are there other cigar
There,
lounges?
there, there are a few other cigar lounges also. You know, and you're aware. Pakistan Cigar Club in Lahore is also the one which I helped form and
Yes.
build 2.5 years ago as the founder and the patron of PCC at that time. But again, and as one of the founder member, I generally don't really get time to visit it often, but it is again a decent place. But no comparison, because this is the only place which is a full-fledged cigar lounge and serves you a five-star quality restaurant food as well. That's the uniqueness about this only place. So,
Oh,
because of the background of Nadeem, and being a restaurateur and a successful restaurateur, having 23 plus brands in the country, this is one place where you actually have the right kind of food and all the other condiments to go along with, in terms of pairing with the cigars. So there is no
So,
second competition of this type in the country. That's one. And the best part is it's like home. So you're here and you just enjoy the whole spiel of it and feel of it. So I love whenever I'm in Karachi, this is where I call home. And
since you're
with
there
my
now, and also the founder is there, can I ask just a question about aesthetics? What was the inspiration for the look and feel of this lounge?
okay, so
Or what was the aim? What was
very
the aim?
very honest, an
No.
extension of our own home lounges so that people do not feel they are sitting anywhere outside. And why I say that is that if somebody who knows Nadeem and has met him or can go there to his house or has been, so practically this is an extension of his own home smoking lounge. So the
I see.
entire decor and the entire color scheming and everything is very much like that. Yes, a little bit of replications somewhere you see that I might have forced him to do in terms of some pictorial representations and making sure that Pakistan is represented overly as compared to his subtlety. So any of
And
the
can I
deficiencies that you see would can be termed as mine, but all the credit and ensuring that a location and a passion project like this is run in a non-business format, there's hands down no other place in Pakistan.
can does it have cigar keeps for members?
Pardon?
Does the humidor have keeps for members?
Not as of now because it's not a members lounge,
Ah.
but the lounge has a certain the
Oh,
cigar lounge
it's
has a specific cover charge for that perspective, only to ensure that the serious cigar smokers call it home and you don't end up with all what you crib about daily of the riff-raff in London that has started to happen. So we don't have any cellars or any other. This is a hardcore cigar smoking place. No cigarillos. Well, you can if you want to, but no cigarettes, no vapes, nothing of that sort. And very, very clearly, and in a very appropriate manner.
You're
So,
not that serious of a cigar lounge if you have Davidoff Zinos, but it is what it is.
yeah,
So, I'm
cheers
just
to
saying,
that.
yeah, there
So,
you go.
so I'm getting the feeling. I'm getting the feeling that this lounge. And I'm, by the way, I'm going to be very complimentary because I like this concept.
It's
This
beautiful.
lounge reminds me of some of the private members clubs in Pakistan, like Sindh Club and Gym Khana. So it has that kind of old colonial style feel. Not
Absolutely.
necessarily. I don't just mean in terms of look, but in terms of the way the lounge is put
The
together.
visitors of the lounge are also, most of them are members of the boat club, Gymkhana, Synth
Oh,
Club, and all
thank you.
that stuff. So,
Thank you.
to
Thank you.
to give it that that is
Yeah.
already there.
Thank you.
I will say this, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's nicer
And does that
than
club have a? Oh, sorry, sorry.
90% of this. It's nicer than 90% of the crap that's in the United States. That's a gorgeous lounge.
I can very clearly say
And
that.
does the lounge have like a running president for the year or something like that? Is it that sort of that?
We are very clear on the president.
Ah, the owner, that
No,
guy. Okay.
I know. I no 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 no. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like a bit like boat club. That like this year, this person is in charge
See,
of.
again, those are member lounges. So we have a group of 8 OGs, as we call them. So we have a group of OGs, which is kind of the patrons or the ones who promote it in terms of their love and
So
passion
where
for
are
the
their
group.
pictures? Their pictures should be on the wall.
They're
This
in
is
the
what
they're
I
in the
Well, their
want.
restrooms.
pictures are
Restrooms too.
Or
their
a
presence is
plaque or something.
that should be there. You're right. We'll definitely put a picture of the OGs.
Because that makes a
Here's
statement. When other
yeah.
people walk in, that makes a statement. Look at the
Agreed.
founders.
Makes
The other
sense. Makes
thing
sense.
is
We'll do that.
that we know Usman's over the urinal. We got that one. You need the other ones probably in public, but really, you know what it's missing. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to, start trouble because you know the owner's sitting over to your right. the three of us and a portrait. I don't understand why we're not there. I mean,
We can.
I don't. That's crazy.
That's actually a good point. The TV should play the show always. I agree
I
on
don't
that
understand why it doesn't. I'm very
one.
upset just knowing that we're
It's due to
promoting
the bad
1946.
language,
Even
the bad
all
language
right,
and expletives.
Oh,
right,
we're not allowed to say put our Lou. Okay, sorry, Lou. We'll take out Lou and urinal. Yeah, we'll cut that out. So
right.
so
Moving on to the next agenda item. See, I'm running this show because I have
yeah,
a
I see you
valuable.
doing that. Look at you being proactive today. This is awesome. I'm gonna take a
See,
nap.
we switched sides today. Raza is being me and I'm being Raza.
I see
Uh,
that.
all right. So the second item on the agenda is the history, but before that, there's a question on how we met.
Correct.
Do you want my version or do you want to give your version?
My version's gonna
Who even
involve.
asked the question? Who asked the
No,
question?
no, Stephen, your version is going to be the most sensible, sober, bland version, so we don't want that. So either it's going to be Raza's version or my version.
Oh yeah, but mine's just about hookers and drugs, so we're good. And so we met with Asian hookers, drugs. It was a wild night. It was an orgy. We didn't know who to thank.
Yeah.
You and Usman, or Usman and Riza, you two should tell how you two met, and then we'll tell how we all got together. Yeah, don't.
Raza,
Usman and I
yeah.
connected. We connected on cigar terms, but
Right.
we were connected up through a friend, a cigar friend who I still haven't met in person,
Okay.
and that is the lovely Amar. Amar, who is in Karachi.
Yes.
By all standards, and this is the value of a person. Everyone says the nicest things about him. Okay, and he connected me up with Usman, and I think this was perhaps Usman 3.5, 4 years ago. Maybe 4 years
2021.
ago. Actually, maybe it was post-COVID. It was just post-COVID time, right?
2021.
2021, and I think it had something to do originally with you doing the driving things in Pakistan.
Yeah, so that was to do with the distinguished gentleman's
That's it.
drive the distinguished gentleman ride that I parted part in. So that is what connected us, and then as luck would take us, or fate happens, Raza came to Pakistan, but he was
Wow.
not coming to Lahore, and so I drove all the way to Islamabad to meet him.
Yes. That was
and
the first time.
then and then we both sat down. The funny story on that day is I lit up a Monte Cristo A, which is fucking big cigar, and
Right.
that was a plugged shit. So while I was
Yeah, you were
meeting Raza
poking
for the
it. I
first
think
time,
for
I was
2 hours
just
you were
poking
just
that
poking
whole
it and
thing in
poking
the entire
it.
damn 2.5, 3 hours. It was the shittiest of the cigars, but we loved the meetup. And then since then, I don't think there's a looking back kind of a thing. That was an instant connection as brothers, and we've been together. And then about us, last year, Raza was talking about we do a show and all that stuff, and why don't you join in on for a cigar talk and all that stuff? We do this. The kind of discussions that happen over a cigar and more to do with the cigar guests, and how about that? And I was like, sure. So I came for the first time, and then I met the sober one of us, which is Steven.
Yep.
And he was kind enough to ask me for joining in the second show. I was like, okay. And after the second show, it was the third show. And then by then, it was like kind of, okay, I have found a new place and new friends to hang out with. And since then, it has been our weekly thing where we just pull each other's leg
Yes, you
and
do.
have fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we.
I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna surprise you, Usman, a little bit. Maybe this is something you already know. Actually, what's really funny is in one way or another, we're all connected by a fourth person who's got nothing to do with cigars. Can you guess who, Usman?
Shazad.
Shazad. That's
Brown
right.
car
the
guy.
Brown
Brown
car
Brown
guy.
car guy.
Of course.
I know Stephen because of Brown Car Guy.
Yeah.
No, so that's how I know Stephen, because Brown Car Guy, in other words, Shazad Sheikh,
Right.
does a program with Stephen. And he's been doing that for like 3-ish years, something like that.
Yeah.
Sermon on the
Coming from the German. When he
sermon
had
from
his
the
little
German.
BMW, he used to do
It's
this.
not a
He used to do
sermon,
it
and
from
he's
the
not German.
BMW. Right. That's why it's
Is that
funny.
the Salomones or this one size down?
That's exclusivo. One size down.
Exclusivos.
Yeah. See, while we were talking about the OGs and all of that, we've gotten another OG joining us.
Oh,
Yasima is
oh, hi
here.
guys.
Let's see. Hey, at least he dressed for the show. That's nice.
I think your herf is
Oh yeah.
convening.
See, everyone comes with gifts. He brought us gifts.
I know
No,
that
but
they
I think
should bring
everyone is
gifts.
convening for the herf.
I see that.
Yeah. All
Where
right.
cigars are involved, people tend to turn up on time or before time.
Of course. Now,
Yeah.
oh wow! Look what he has brought. One of the exclusive new releases.
So that's the Brillantes size. That is the Hoyna Monterey.
Destinos, the
The
travel humidor
Destinos.
edition. It is a travel humidor edition, only available in the travel humidors.
Usman, is that the same Vitola as the Brillantes?
Um, it is
No,
slightly
bigger ring
bigger.
gauge.
It is slightly bigger than the in terms of the length than the Brillantes.
Are you sure? It
Yeah,
looks exactly like Brillantes.
yeah, it looks like it, but the length is bigger.
What is the ring gauge on that? Is that same?
If I'm not wrong, this is a 52.
I know that it's better than a Xeno. I'll tell you that. Anyway.
Of course.
No, I object. I object. I think Davidoff output
Yeah.
is really up there, comparable to some of the really great cigars.
I agree with you, but I just don't like the Xeno. It's a personal thing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Quick thing. Destinos. Okay, so Destinos is a 49. It's a Grand Corona 49, 145 millimeters.
Yes, Ali is just feeling hot today. He has no air conditioning. He has his feet in a bucket of ice. So
Ooh,
Riz,
Raja.
Ali
It's
was
30.
saying
It's
Riz is
31
hot.
degrees. It's 31
31
degrees.
Okay.
It's 31
okay.
C.
I have literally 3 minutes to leave.
Do your Juan
Do your
Lopez.
thing.
3 minutes. Go.
That's
5,
what I'm
4,
gonna do.
3,
Go.
2,
Juan
1.
Lopez is the today's history. So Juan Lopez, a brand which was established back in 1870s, is a pre-revolution brand still existent. The brand has only 3 cigars as the regular production now, or in regular production. Selection number 1, which is a 46 ring gauge. Selection number 2, which is a 50 ring gauge, and my absolute favorite, Selección Especial, which was launched at the 150 years of Juan Lopez's completion, which is a La Casa del Habano edition, and absolutely fantastic cigars. But the fun part is, since there are lesser regular production Vitolas, Juan Lopez is being used multiple times in regional editions, and it has a lot of regional editions. One of my personal favorites being the Qatar regional edition, which is Hat-Trick, which was launched on the FIFA World Cup a few years ago. And yes, a lot of other regionals that have been there for Juan Lopez. So a wonderful brand, medium to strong strength of the cigars. It is termed as now in the other category of the marketing portfolio, but previously till 2019 it was termed as more of a local brand from a Cuban terminology perspective. So I think that's the short, quick, sweet history of Juan Lopez for today.
Wow. That was really short and brief. Kind of like my love life. But anyway, that was nice. You could time an egg. So that was very good. And now,
Have a great herf.
yeah, have
Take
a great
some
herf.
nice, Usman, take some nice photos.
I shall do that, and you never know. I might join in a little while again.
Oh, you're going to come back. Lucky,
You
we're
never
so
know.
excited. Oh, boy. Yay.
What are you smoking? You're smoking the exclusivos for the herf.
Well,
Or is that a pre-herf cigar?
that's a pre-herb cigar.
Very nice. So you may be back.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
all right. Everybody hold your breath until your face turns blue, and hopefully he comes back. If
bye,
not,
boys.
enjoy your herf, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. So that was nice. He can't figure out how to go. We'll kick you out. There you go. So we kicked him out. There you go. Very nice. I like that Lounge 1947.
Ali is asking if I'm feeling hot. Well, Xenia material is quite breathable.
Because you poor people sit in cotton or wool. Anyway,
Xenia,
yeah,
Xenia.
yes, we know it's Zenya. Yes, we got
I,
that. We
I,
got
I
that.
keep it covered. I don't want people to. It's crass to talk about labels.
Yeah, of course it is. And what are the typical tasting notes that one would expect from the J Lo cigars that are known as Juan
Basically,
Lopez resin?
dead leaves. Listen, mate. You know,
Oh
now that
shit!
Usman
Here
has
we go.
gone, right? This is all
Yeah, now we can.
bullshit. Yeah, this
It's
story.
real.
You know, this show. Yeah,
Yeah.
the topic is complete fucking bullshit. Yeah, smoke what you feel like. They're dead leaves. Okay, you might as well just like wait for autumn to come and suck the oil out of the leaves that fall down. This is
No, it's the
fucking
year end show.
travesty, and people are spending £1,000. Oh, smoking El Rey del Mundo, and it's a fucking joke,
Mm.
right? Now that we got
Now,
past the joke, yeah,
yeah,
Zeno is actually quite a
yeah.
nice brand. Now I don't know why you're
Before,
slagging it off. I have to see the head of Davidoff next week, and it would be nice to
yeah.
go with good news. And
Okay.
so all this slagging off, I don't actually believe in it. I've taken a leaf from Usman's book. I do not do the what's it called, ad hominem nonsense. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I leave the monkeys, donkeys, chimpanzees alone now. I do not go attack them.
Okay.
They attack each other with excrement. Okay.
Hey, May.
So quality is where quality is, and
Right.
so I, on a serious note, yeah, if you haven't enjoyed your Zeno cigar up till now, I'll give
I
you a
haven't.
recommendation. I'll give
Please.
you a recommendation. I'll give you a recommendation.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ali likes to say. You see, Ali. I'm just gonna. I'm actually quite serious about this, even though it comes across as jokey or whatever. This is a big scam. It's just a big scam, and we participate in the scam just like we participate in the scam of money. Yeah, money has no
yeah.
value. Yet we swap it with each other as if it's got huge. It's got no value.
Right,
It's
right.
just a unit of exchange. But if you want my allegory, a cigar is a unit of exchange of happiness.
There you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a moment, or it's a half hour, it's an hour and a half of exchanging stories with friends, being in your own, if you're on your own, being in your own space, contemplating life.
Right.
It is a pause button on what is life. And for that, it has value. Other than that, it is dead leaves. Yeah. If you like a particular brand, great. If you don't like it, don't smoke it. But there are ways to up your enjoyment level. Coming back to the Zeno,
Yeah.
I found that Zenos generally pair well with a nice milky coffee, not a straight, not sort of a neat, a milky coffee.
Right.
And there's another so this is just personal experience, but you may have a different experience. If other people have different experiences, they should write in, they should tell us, because I think me and Stephen are both open to learning about how to get the most out of your cigar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But with the Zeno, for some reason, enjoy a great coffee and have a Zeno.
Gotcha.
Don't
Like an
expect the
Americano.
cigar to be great and then
Yeah.
enjoy a coffee. Enjoy a great coffee, pair it with a Zeno, the other way around, and you will then
Okay.
find that cigar is more enjoyable.
I will try that.
By the
I've
way,
never.
I don't
Yeah.
charge anything for this wisdom and knowledge.
We get the bill at the end of the month. No, like I said, I've had Xenos. I was not impressed. I love the Davidoff line, but the Xeno didn't do it. But I will try a Xeno now with a cup of coffee, or a bottle of scotch.
Yeah, I
Either way.
don't mean dip the Zeno in the coffee. I don't
No,
mean
no, I
this. I
got
mean
that. I
like
got
sip
that.
on the coffee, because
Oh, yeah.
you never know with people from that side of the pond. You have to be very, very specific in case they do the wrong thing.
Right.
But
Well,
Stephen, you I wouldn't presume that you're at a level unsurpassed, sir.
oh my God! Listen,
Mine as well.
we have some serious questions, and I know you're not reading them, so I'll
Serious
read them for you.
questions. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in
yeah.
here for serious questions. I'm here to tell everyone to fuck off, but not
Okay.
the nice people. But
As you do. So the Juan Lopez, do you want to give us some of what some of the notes are on that? The cigar taste, the notes,
I was saying
what are
this
the
to you
tasting
before I
notes?
came onto the show. It's not a cigar that I've smoked that much, and
Yeah.
to uh, uh, perhaps to my own detriment, perhaps today I will go smoke a Juan Lopez. I think I may have had a special edition at some stage a
Okay.
couple of years ago, but these are kind of like, there are some cigars, I mean, just like meals. There are some great meals that you just don't forget.
Right.
There are some great cigars that you don't. I'm not very good at remembering necessarily what a cigar tasted like a year later. I can
Right.
tell you, I've got like a window of time where I remember. but I can tell you if I enjoyed it or not. I can tell you if it was a memorable experience or not. And even when it comes down to social media, right? Social media is about remembering moments that would otherwise have just disappeared into thin air.
Right.
Custom says there's no such thing as a bad cigar, just cigars you don't like.
I kind of agree with that to an extent.
There
But
are
there are
some
some
really
really
shit
bad
cigars out
cigars.
there.
Yeah, I
There
was
are some
going to say there are
shit
some bad
cigars
cigars.
out there, like really.
To an extent,
shit.
I agree with that, but
I
I'm not
think what he's
100%.
saying. I think what he's saying is you bring your own attitude of mind to
Right.
your cigar smoking experience,
Right.
but there is some shit out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, and we can name a bunch of them, but we won't name Rocky Patel or My Father's Cigar because that would not be our show. That would be below us.
I
So,
had, you won't like what I'm about to say. Someone gave me an Oliva
Oliva,
even.
I've smoked those. They're good.
Now it was a Robusto that had the white
Yep.
label on it, and
Yeah.
I happened to be with Christian at the time. It wasn't Christian who gave it to me, and I said, Christian, man, he said, try it anyway, just try it anyway.
Yeah.
What a bunch of shit, man! Absolutely, and I had this. What the fuck did you make me try it? I mean, it was like, imagine taking, if I can find it. Okay. So this is a cedar stick, right, for lighting
Right.
cigars. I've shown this to you before, right?
Yes.
So it's a cedar stick. Yeah? Imagine just licking it.
Yeah.
Imagine your mouth would be like, ugh. That's what that cigar was like licking wood.
So that was an Oliva O. So I
Listen,
like
man,
the Oliva.
I have not.
I'm just telling you,
I
the
don't
white.
myself. I've never had a good
Okay,
Oliva.
okay. I've had the Oliva V's, and I find the Oliva V's are a good smoke, not the
Okay.
O's.
Buy
I'm not a
more.
fan of the O.
Yeah, have more of them.
No,
Make sure there's less left available.
listen. CAO Brazilian Amazon every day,
Yeah, I
baby.
know.
My favorite cigar.
You're contributing to cutting down the rainforest there.
I am. Well, it's what I like to do. So there you have it. So
No. This question about it's not really a question. It was a statement about there's no bad cigars.
right.
I think there are. I mean, when I
Right.
say bad cigar, everyone has to agree it's a bad cigar, and
Right.
I don't think everyone does. But in terms of, you know what, I won't argue. Yes, there are no
Well,
bad
here's the
cigars.
one, and here's an interesting. They said gherkin. I will tell you, for a while, I was smoking the Gherkin Beast, which I enjoyed, and then somewhere along the line, they might have changed the leaves or they did something different, and it was sort of like not a pleasant smoke. But I used to love smoking the Gherkin Beast. That was a great smoke, and then it just
Gurkha,
stopped. Gurkha, yeah, the
Gurkha,
Gurkha, yeah, that guy, the guy with the thing, the knife, the thing, the whole thing. Yeah,
yeah, the
I enjoyed it.
Nepalese soldier. Gurkha Beast, Ghost. There's a Gurkha Ghost as well.
There might be. I was only smoking the Beast, and like I said, I smoked it for 3 or 4 years, and then I didn't smoke it for a while, and then I bought one, and I was like, it was just it had a different everything to it, different burn, different flavor. I was like, really? So I smoked a couple, and I was like, nah, I'm not impressed anymore. So I haven't been back to a Gurkha for 10 years.
Qasim's asking you, have you had the Don Pepin Blue
Yes,
Label Lancero?
I have had that actually, and I found it to be okay.
I haven't had it, and I expect it to be total shicer like all the other New World cigars.
Oh my
Now,
God!
but they are. Yeah, look,
No.
I've done no end of experimentation, right? Yeah, I'm always open-minded to it, and yet 99.9% of the time, it's exactly what I thought is going to be. It's shit.
Yeah, but you go in with I think you go in with a preconceived notion where our fans who are typing to us, for the people that are watching the rebroadcast or that are on the podcast that can't see it, I think they go in with an open mind, and I think they try it, and if they like it, they like it. I think with you, it'd be interesting to take the label off cigars, New World to Cuban, and to put like 4 on a table and go smoke them, and only
Yeah,
like we know what they
I
are.
promise you. I promise
Okay.
you. I promise you. Right. I promise you. If you gave me 10 New World cigars
Yeah.
and 1 Cuban,
Mm-hmm.
my percentage, my ability to single out the Cuban would be between 99 and 100%.
Okay. So when I come to
Right.
London, that's what we're going
Now,
to do. We're going to lay
and
cigars on the table.
and so this is nothing to do with me.
Right.
I'm not as sophisticated a smoker um, that maybe you think. I'm saying it's very easy. It's a very easy thing to tell if something is Cuban or non-Cuban, in
Right.
my opinion, and that is to retrohale the cigar.
Ah, okay.
If you retrohale the cigar, 99.9% of non-Cuban cigars are, for me, unretrohalable. They're
Okay.
just like very dry or overly sweet, clingy cedar. That's all they ever deliver, or they deliver nothing.
Right.
They're like, there's that or nothing. A Cuban, 99.9% of the time on a retrohale, delivers some depending on how good or bad it is, delivers some level of complexity of notes, something manageable, a little some strength, some sort of chili aspect, some
Right.
sugary aspect. It's the Coke challenge. It's funny enough, I'm holding this can I was showing you before, right? It's
Right.
very
Right.
difficult to get hold of the original taste Coke, right? That is your Cuban cigar.
Okay.
All the colas that you get from Walmart or I don't know, Giant or Asda or wherever it is, their own brand. Yeah, some of them a little overly sweet, but that is the original taste, which you can
Right.
like drink it, say, yeah, that's Coca-Cola.
So here's a question from one of our fans. Ali K wants to know, Rizza, have you ever tried a Fuentes?
Yeah, forgettable, man.
All right.
I'm not trying to be nasty. If there was a Fuente, I think I mentioned this to you before. It was the Dubai edition, the UAE edition, which has the Opus X, which is sort of like
Yep.
green cross. There's a very distinguished journalist and writer, Aaron Sigmund, Cigar on
Right.
Instagram, who I occasionally chat with. He's a big supporter of Arturo Fuente and the history, and there's no doubt there's some history. I mean, there is some brand credibility. There's some real
Right.
credibility, yeah. But to this day, I haven't smoked a cigar and think, oh, wow, that was amazing. I must have that again. It's just not happened. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm a typical cigar. I don't know. I'm just me as me. That's what I like, what I don't like. But I stay open to it, even though so
Right.
Stephen has the opinion that I'm quite negative when it comes to an expectation of New World cigars. I don't think there's a problem with that, Stephen, because I remain open-minded to being pleasantly surprised.
Well, you like Camacho, and you like last year, you surprised everybody with your Year of the Snake as the cigar of the year.
Yeah,
So,
so
I mean,
next week I'll be smoking the Year of the Snake Toro,
nice. Oh,
Toro,
very nice.
Toro,
Okay.
to see if there's a difference. That'll probably be on Wednesday next week. There, there are some cigars, there's not many that tick the boxes.
Right.
But I will say something that I don't know if it's fashion. I don't know. I can only say what's on my head, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The evening ain't an evening without a Cuban at the end.
And I
It's a
said that when I
really
lived in Miami many a night, and
yeah.
it may be a little different. Cubans we're talking about, but
You,
there's a lot of them there.
imagine like let's say you're a meat eater, yeah, and you
Yeah.
end up at a party where it's like a vegetarian party or whatever,
I,
and the food is delicious, right? Let's not complain. The food is delicious,
right.
but there's this still craving at the end that maybe I should grab a cheeseburger on the way home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's very true. That's very true.
And that is something relatable. That is, I think it's a reasonable way of explaining things.
I'll tell you a real story. When I lived in New York many years ago, I dated a girl, and
Oh,
she was a
really?
vegan. I was that or a sheep, and the girl showed up instead of the sheep, so I went with it. And she took me to a vegan, a 5-star like Michelin rated vegan restaurant. Food was everything we ate was absolutely delicious. But on the way home, I literally stopped to get a hamburger because I needed meat and I needed a cigar. So yes, I
Yeah,
totally
because
understand that.
there is a psychological
Yeah,
element, there is a chemical element where you think, and so if you're gonna smoke cigars, right? I kind of I'm gonna say something controversial, which is not normally me. I'm relatively sated kind of person.
yeah, sure.
Spending money on New World cigars
There we go.
is I mean, instead of smoking 5 shit New World cigars, smoke 1 decent Cuban. You'll understand it.
Dude, I
Close
smoke
your,
Cubans when I'm not in the United States,
close your
and some
eyes, retrohale.
cigars.
Yeah,
But here's
retrohale.
the problem, though. In the United States, we can't technically legally get them until Trump makes me the cigar czar, which we're negotiating. So
I
once I'm
know,
the cigar
but
czar, then it's okay.
given your connections, well, I know you're a bit of a sleeper cell kind of person, yeah. But
Something like
given
that.
your connections, you should be able to get more. Even
I,
1 in a year is fine.
my friend, we get Cubans all the time. Part of the reasons we don't smoke them on air is because technically they're illegal in the United States. When we're outside the United States,
Take the
I
band
bumped
off.
in.
Take the band off.
Yeah, but outside the United States, I bump into military people that I know, and they smoke Cubans like they're going out of style because they get them on the base and it's cheaper and so outside the U.S. I'm a Cuban maven. I will smoke Cubans and that's all I'll smoke.
And by the way, another very important thing that is a
Hmm.
telltale sign for a Cuban cigar. Okay,
Hmm.
one other thing. I used to smoke a lot more on my own in my own lounge.
Right.
A lot more. I still do, but kind of in my smoking journey, I'm enjoying certain lounges, etc.
Right.
But the benefit of smoking on your own in your own lounge or in a confined space is the following: if you're smoking a Cuban cigar, it doesn't really matter which one. Smoke for 5 minutes.
Right.
Okay. Leave the cigar in the ashtray, walk out of the room, and come back in. The aroma of the room is very telling. There is a distinct Cuban smoke aroma.
Right.
You don't get it with New World cigars. You get aromas, you
Agree.
get different kind, but
Yeah.
when you walk into a room where people are smoking Cubans, it's
I agree.
almost self-evident.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a hot day today. It's a very warm day today. And it's been very warm in London for at least 3 or 4 days, maybe a week. When I walk into Belgravia,
Right.
I will be doing so hopefully the next hour. When I walk into Belgravia, there's a very quaint street. It's called Elizabeth Street. Beautiful little boutique shops. This is where Tom Tom is, yeah?
Right.
When I turn the corner and Tom Tom is still, let's say, 40, 50 meters away, I can already in the air, a bit like a shark to blood.
Right.
You only need to put a drop of blood in the water, and a shark like 100 meters away can get that. But you can catch the whiff of Cuban smoke drifting down the street.
Okay.
And it is intoxicating. You do not get that with New World cigars. You don't
That is
get it.
true. I agree. I told people if you want lots of smoke and little flavor, if you will, you smoke a non-Cuban. If you want the flavor, maybe not as much smoke, you smoke the Cuban. And that's what I have found to be true in my cigar journey.
Qasim's given me a recommendation. I will take
I
Qasim
see
up on the
that.
recommendation on the Partagas, the
Partagas.
year of the
Yeah.
snake. Can I give you a reverse recommendation, Qasim? I think Qasim and Ali hang out quite a lot, but I'll give you a reverse recommendation. Partagas Mille Fleurs, which is a mild one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then the Super Partagas.
Yeah.
My God, those two
Now,
cigars, absolutely
yeah,
amazing.
and Qasim also suggested that we should do a 2OF meetup, meaning I guess we come to London and we have all the fans meet us at Tom Tom, or let me pick that up. When I come, we'll have to invite Usman.
Why don't you do a preemptive one, Stephen? Why don't you do a Zoom hoof? Get Usman, because you know the Zoom hoof where everyone can just join.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that.
It's
We can do
a
that
Zoom hoof where
with our
people
fans.
join. People smoke on the Zoom.
I have a better idea. Why don't we do a Saturday morning show? Because we can get up to 10 guests on our show. So we could have 7 fans join UI and
Well,
Usman.
why don't you invite some of your super fans to join the show next
They're
week?
right there.
At this,
All right.
why don't you? Because me just talk is just air. It's just hot air.
There we go. Okay.
Why
Yes.
don't you say why don't you schedule next week at 1:00 London time the show plus Herf?
I like that. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, but I'm the one saying it. You're the one who has to say it.
No, it's your show. You say it. I
It's
take
not
care of
my
it.
show. It's on your platform. You say
Yeah,
it.
but you're
You
the
say
star.
it.
You it says star.
I'm making presumptions. Maybe you don't like it secretly when we get off the channel. Say, Reza, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You can't
I
have
would
like
never.
eight people on.
You know better. You know me better than that. You know I love all these ideas.
I know you better. That's what I'm saying. He said, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck were you talking about there?"
Nunzio and Rocco will show up later.
There's that sort of that nervous laughter again.
Here's what I would do. Here's
Far
what
be
I'm
it
going to
from
say.
me.
Here's what I'm going to say to the fans. The fans that want to join. Here's what we're going to do for you
Don't
guys
force
next Saturday.
yourself. Don't say it because I say it. Say it of your own conviction, of your own volition.
Oh my
Just
God!
put, no, wait 3 minutes, and then when it comes out, it'll come out more naturally.
It's
Oh,
going
by
to.
the way, I've had an
Oh,
idea.
yeah, I have an idea. So here's what we're going to do next Saturday for the fans. We're not going to tell Usman because you know he doesn't watch the show now that he's off
Well,
doing his
Usman
turf.
threatened to come back on the show.
Well, you threatening is kind of like the dog ate my homework with him. So anyway, what we'll do. Ah, you like that, huh? Your own bodies don't spit the coke out. It's embarrassing to do it
It
live.
almost
Well,
came out
I
my
know.
mouth.
I saw that. What we'll do next week is for Ali and because and all these guys that want to come on the show and have cigars with us, ask questions live and enjoy cigars. Next week's live show, if you guys want to come on, when we come on live, you ask
Right.
for the link and we will send you the link. You will come join us.
Now, I'm going to give a shout out here.
Nice.
I don't normally do this kind of nonsense here, but
Mhm.
today I have a cigar. As Kirby Allison would say, an accoutrement,
Oh, excuse me.
an accessory. Excuse you. I have a punch cutter bracelet that I wear quite often when I'm smoking.
You showed us that.
Right now, it snapped, and it's by a very famous French company called Les Fines Lames.
Wow.
I dropped them a message on Tuesday to say,
Yeah.
listen, the bracelet snapped, and it was my intention to ask them, how can I return it to you? How can I get it repaired? Or
Yeah.
the lady Camille, I'm giving a shout out to Les Fines Lames. Yeah, there's a reason. Lady messaged me back, said, Reza, where did you get it? What was it? Can you send me a photo? I did. 1.5 days later, they sent me a brand new replacement.
Wow.
Service was, and they didn't send me one, they sent me two. Extraordinary service. Here it is.
Beautiful. Here, let's get a close up for the fans.
Guys, not only is it a fabulous product, and I'm giving this as a shout out, not because we do advertising or we only talk about stuff we like. This, now let me open the product. I'll open it in front of you just to show you. And I already gifted one of them to one of my daughters, so it's a great product. So this is the one that snapped. As you can see, this is broken.
Oh, terrible.
Can you see it's broken?
Yeah, we can see it's broken, sure.
And they sent me a brand new one.
Wow, that's beauty.
Right, and this, just to show you, this is by Les Fines Lames, which Les Fines Lames in French to English translates as the finest blades.
Apparently, because
when
they
you open it up,
that.
that is a punch cutter.
Very nice.
I don't know if it's focusing properly, but that's a punch cutter. And you wear it on your wrist, and as a cigar smoker, if you're without a cutter, I mean, you shouldn't really be without a lighter or a means of ignition. But they sent this beautiful, beautiful product. This is called the Volcano. So I love this. This is what I wear. Black goes with everything as far as I'm concerned. But I'm giving them a shout out because their service and politeness was absolutely exceptional.
That is phenomenal.
And I'm ultra happy about that. It's not about promoting a product. I love promoting great people. That's what it is. And I leave the monkeys and donkeys alone because Usman told me that Reza, they're not worth your time and effort. So monkeys, donkeys, parasites who haunt London cigar lounges, who like to, catch customers, they can go and fuck themselves. I will leave them alone.
Wow, look at you almost becoming like an adult. Oh, they get close up of the box one more time. There you go. For the people on the podcast, we're sorry you can't see it. You get the gist.
The finest blades. All for one for all. The Three Musketeers.
One for all and every man for himself. Sure. That's the motto.
Did you like that? Did you like that little shout out? Unexpected shout out.
I have tears. I'm crying. You can't see it, but I'm crying crocodile tears. It's beautiful. But it's good. When you get good customer service, you should. Like I took
No,
something.
no, but in this case, even outstanding at a
That's
different
outstanding.
level.
Yeah, and let
Outstanding.
me-
Really enamored me.
Yeah. And here's what's really funny. I have a Louis Vuitton, I guess you would call it a briefcase for your laptop or whatever. And the
Yeah.
stitching came apart. I brought it to Louis Vuitton and they took them 3 months to get it back to me. And they charged, I could have bought a new one. And I'm thinking to myself, for what we paid for this originally, they should have done what you did and said, sir, let us replace it, not let us send it to France, charge you stupid
No, but
money to get it, whatever.
look at
So,
the goodwill that they generated
yeah,
by
I
doing
agree.
something very simple. Look at this. Look how you can see how elated I am that's
Yep.
how when someone unexpectedly goes out of their way, and that's
Mhm.
really great customer service. Sells your brand, sells your product
I
really
agree.
well.
I
And
agree.
this is one of those. So this I'm enamored with them. I think,
Right.
wow, wow. First of all, it is a great product, but
I agree.
wow, what great customer service.
Yeah. And next week, we're going to have a cigar herf. I'm excited with the fans.
Okay.
Wow, what happened? You that just died.
Sorry, I
So
keep adjusting the tripod because the holder of my phone, the mechanism, has become insubordinate.
you should buy a new one and take that one out back and shoot it like a horse.
Yeah, this is correct. This is correct.
I usually am. So I think this was a nice show. We got the Usman showing us the lounge in
It was an
1947 in
unexpectedly
Pakistan.
nice show. I thought it would be a slightly briefer show, but we've haunted the airwaves for a nice period of time.
Yeah, we had, and Rizit, for people that don't know, every now and then shows up on Adam on the Eve, which is on Mondays. If you missed the show, you can catch it in our playlist.
I get slightly philosophical.
Well, the last show you did last Monday, which is in the playlist, or you can go into the live side of our YouTube channel, you'll see it. He's in the last 40 minutes of an hour and 40-minute show. Very philosophical, yes. I mean, it was actually a very good show. Got a lot of compliments on it. So it was very
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. So we always enjoy having you on other shows. So we join Sermon on the German every now and then. So Sherrard is always happy when you show up.
Well, there you go, Qasim. Stephen has known Shazad for at least 4 years, but he can't pronounce his name properly.
Yeah, that's why I call him Brown Bar Guy.
So you have no fucking chance, mate. Right? Okay. My name comes out correctly is because I'm quite belligerent, and then Stephen goes, "Oh shit, I might as well get his name right." But I'd like to think of myself as the so like my I won't say cigar heroes, but my comedic heroes mainly who happen to be old Jewish men, whatever that's about, right? Yeah.
Right here, an old Jewish guy.
So Groucho Marx.
Yep.
John Rickles.
Yep.
Sid Caesar.
Yes.
Now there is one that isn't, and
Mel Brooks. Oh, you don't know Mel Brooks, really?
You stole my thunder. Mel Brooks is one that isn't, but Stephen has been encouraging me to watch Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah.
Right. And I almost did the other night, but I ended up watching High Plains Drifter, which was
almost like a Mel Brooks.
Clint Eastwood with a cigar and just like shooting up the town. How can you go wrong with that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm totally distracted by these messages coming in.
I know. The guy's like the only channel to do a live herf with the fans, and what's going to be
We haven't done it yet. Qasim, he hasn't done it yet. It's all work.
We're doing it next Saturday. Relax. That's what's going to be.
Yeah,
Stop.
Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap.
Oh my God. Next
Talk is
Saturday, we'll
cheap.
come on live. The fans will get the link. The fans will click in and they'll come.
Yeah, but you have to give them the live link. So so here's a recommendation, gentlemen.
Sure.
Gentlemen, here's a recommendation. If you want to be on the live herf, so even if you're watching this recorded program, if you want to be part of the live herf next Saturday, 1:00 UK London time.
Right.
I would DM Stephen. I would DM him with your WhatsApp contact so he can make a 20F herf list and drop you the link. You see, I was expecting you to say all these things, Stephen, and yet here I am.
I was going to just drop the link. I was just going to drop the link here for them. I was just going to put the link in here when you and I start the show. The fans will join.
I've just given you a slightly better and personalized method. If you want to be on the herf, give your WhatsApp contact to Stephen via DM.
Yep.
I'm sure that it's very easy for Stephen to create the group, the 2OF
OF Herf.
Saturday Herf. Call it the
Saturday
Saturday
Herf.
Herf.
Sure.
And when the link is going up, which is normally about 12:45,
Yeah.
you can just drop the private link because there are two links. There's one link for the show that you guys are watching.
The
There's the other
fans.
link to be part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And if for some reason you can't DM me, you can go into our show page and it has our email address. You can email me. So in
Yeah,
fact, I'll put my email here.
So again, you've stolen my thunder again, Stephen.
What did I
The
do now?
purpose of DMing you is to make sure that people go to your Instagram account and follow you. And
All right, come
so
to my Instagram account.
I can see I'm going to have to work harder to earn that check that you send.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna definitely. Yeah, and our Instagram account is two old farts making noises. Just so you guys are clear.
Yeah.
And for some reason, if you can't find us, DM Rizza and he'll send me your stuff. Yeah, either way works well for me. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help. And our emails are there too. So yeah, we will whatchamacall. We will make sure that we have once, probably every 5 to 6 weeks, we'll try to have a fan herf. That'll be fun. We'll see how this first one goes.
No,
So next week,
let's call it a furf.
a furf. This is a
A
furf.
fan herf is a furf.
It's a furf.
We're on the cusp of making history. In fact, I think we've just done it.
There you go.
I never understood what this fucking word herf meant. Yeah. And everyone,
neither.
for some reason, no one can give me the actual etymology behind herf, right?
Okay.
No one, but today we invented a new word. It's called
Herf.
furf,
All right.
right? And furf is a herf for fans.
There you go.
So we at least have the etymology for that.
Yes. No, next
Now-
week's show then probably going to go long. So pack a lunch.
Now, I think so. Cigar analyst Ali says that I'm here for the technicalities. I'm not here for the technicalities. I'm here because I always anticipate problems in life and I try to fix them before they get there.
Here it comes. So, but no, the fan furf. I like it. I'm looking forward to meeting the fans. That's going to be exciting. We're not going to tell Usman, and he'll just be shocked.
Usman will shock you just by not turning up.
Well, I'm used to that. That's not even shocking anymore. That's like the dog ate the homework stuff. I'm used to that.
No, he put in his time and effort today. He put it in.
Promoting his club. Yes, he promoted his club. Yes, he did. He put in his time and effort to promote the club.
No,
Yes.
You may cut his legs out from underneath him, but I'm here to stand up for him.
Really? On air. I love it. We love the Usman. So
I love Usman.
we love the Usman. So are we going to do a cigar history next week, or is next week going to just be fans asking questions and just joining?
No. Cigar history is continuous and continuous and relentless. It's inexorable. It's fastidious. It's part of the scene. It's
big words.
Omnipotent in terms of cigar histories. It's one of those things that cannot be beaten on any of these channels.
All right, there you go. So we'll do a cigar history and have the fans.
So which brand? Now,
that is up to you, my friend. You're going to be the guy.
Now, I'm going to do a bit of a lucky draw. Watch this.
Okay.
Watch what I'm going to do.
No, you're going to reach into your cigar thing.
No. I'm going to do something else.
Okay.
Cuban cigar.
Really?
Cuban brands.
That is great. I like the fact that you're not slowing up the show at all. So.
Well. Right. I was going to do the thing, but it's apparent. Here we go.
There you go.
Come on. What's happening? Right.
Yes.
So, 27. So the 27. Hello.
Yes.
Where are you?
Yeah. There's 27 brands. We know. Yep.
Right.
Got that.
Oh, fuck off. Right. There's 27 brands. There's a reason I was getting frustrated. Sorry.
That's all right.
Those are the 27 brands.
Yes, they are.
Right. I am randomly going to pick one.
Congratulations. We're very excited.
Let's watch.
I'm going to put this close up on you so we can do
Eyes
it.
are closed.
Yeah. Pick one. I'm not sure where your finger is.
La Gloria Cubana.
Cool. We're going to do Gloria next week. We did J-Lo this week.
La Gloria Cubana. Have we done that before?
I don't think we have.
Well, even if we have, you're going to do
We're doing it again.
You're going to get it my way.
There you go.
Right. Now, I want you to do one thing, Stephen.
Yeah.
Because 20 minutes before the show, you will have forgotten.
I will not forget Gloria.
Gloria.
Gloria, that's right.
Gloria.
Gloria Brannigan.
Laura Brannigan.
Yeah, she passed away.
Where did she go?
Like 5 years ago. She lived in Long Island. She was a Long Island chick.
Was she?
Yeah.
Right, I've saved that. So
Right.
it's going to be La Gloria Cubana.
Okay.
And next week, I'll have a little lottery wheel going around with certain ones blanked out that we've already done.
Okay.
And we'll run the lottery wheel of Cuban cigars to see what history we do the next week.
Yeah. And Cigar Analyst says, I think we have one with Usman, but I'm still all for it. I don't know what you guys have with Usman. I guess a Herf
No.
on Cigar Key. Oh, I think he's talking about the Gloria. I think we had one. He's saying with Gloria. Oh, we'll do another one. It'll be more fun. It'll be more entertaining. We're fine.
Stab.
Not a stab. I'm just saying. We already said if we did it, we're going to do it
Stabs and
again.
jabs.
Golly, relax. We got you, baby. We got you. Ali's going to be on next week. Hey, and the guy whose name I can't pronounce unless you guys pronounce it first will be here. And I'm just going to call him QH. And there you go. It'll be. That's how it works. Now, we're talking about Jewish comedians before we go. You forgot one of the very funny ones, Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason, just outside, sort of just. So the older ones I know, but Jackie Mason, I think it was 70s and very early 80s. Never.
No, 60s. He was very big in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And when I would go down to Miami, there's a place called the Newport Pub on Collins Avenue. Yeah. I would watch him perform there. I'd have steak and whatever, watch him perform. And then about 10 years later, he had his Broadway show. And I went there thinking I was going to see a whole new act. It was the same act I saw at the Newport Beach Pub. But a funny guy. Jackie Mason's hysterical. And Mel Brooks, so if you don't know, I mean, you and I have talked about this, Spaceballs 2 coming out in 2027.
Yeah. That's how we started the conversation. Yeah. That's how we started this conversation about it.
Everybody's going to come back. So I'm excited to see that, except, of course, John Candy and Joan Rivers. But everybody else is coming back. So this is going to be an exciting Spaceballs show. I'm looking forward to that. So,
okay, sir. So we're going to sign off until next week.
We're going to sign. Fans, thank you for watching. For the guys that are going to join us live next week on the show for the HERF, or the FERF, as we like to say, we will see you then. Usman, thanks for coming back. You were great as the Invisible Man. Can't wait to see you next week. Don't let the dog eat your homework. And Riza, as always, my friend, a pleasure. To all our fans, a pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe and like, tell your friends, and we will go from there. And Davidoff, we love you. We were just kidding about the Xeno.
Yes, he was. Stephen was just kidding. He doesn't really mean it.
Best cigar I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm going to sign off by saying, take care of yourselves and of each other.
Really? Is that the crap you're going to leave them with?
That's the crap I have.
That's all you got?
That's the crap
I'm going to leave them with my favorite game, and then we're going to go to the credits. Everybody should go play my favorite game, which is go hide and go fuck yourself. See everybody next week. Love you guys. Cheers.